Hello, welcome to Z Explains BG. I am Z. We're playing a 5-point match, I believe. A 5-point match on Backgammon Hub. Good match to my opponent, who is misplaying this a little bit. This play isn't too bad, I think, but yeah, you should make the 3 and the 1 here, and then I think this would be a double on the dances. There's some 2 duplication here. Right, 2's to hit here, 2's to hit here. So it's not too bad. Let's see. It's probably hit me in split, maybe. I mean, he can make his 8-point, but I don't know. Maybe he should try to press the blitzing option a little bit more here. Okay, what do I do though? I can make the 5-point. Still some 2 duplication. I want at least making the 9, so I could safety or really upgrade this point. Let's really upgrade the point. I think the other plays might be close though. Make the 9 and then play maybe 11 to 6. It's pretty ugly though. It overstacks the 6-point. It looks like I'm surviving for turn. Good. Looks like I might be ahead on a bad number here a little bit. Race is close. I don't have that big of an edge or anything. But, you know, winning. Winning by a lot now. Okay, just 3-4 will hit. I might have a Q. Probably not though. Race is probably close enough that it prohibits a double here. Yeah, it's only 4 pips. All right, now what? I think I want to. Race is still so close. I think I want to keep blocking 6s. I mean, I like to block 5s also, but it plays a little inconveniently if I keep the 9-point. So maybe this is like a pretty good compromise. Still blocking the biggest numbers. All right, now I'm up, after the roll, I'm up 19. So maybe that's enough now to sort of switch to a, sort of a safer plan. Less block, but I get hit less long term. And there might have been something slightly better there. All right, 10 pips. So it's a double, it's a money double in the race. Should be double take at the score. He can take it because it's non-gammonish. He can take a little deeply, which maybe means I should be like a little more conservative. But I think it's like a pretty solid money cube. You could argue contact favors him, with him kind of he might hit me as I bear in, but also he might have to play inconveniently. I wonder about this now, keeping the 8-point, blocking 4 still. Yes, 13 pips. All right, let's go back to a little bit of a blocking approach. Also blocks stuff like 6-4, which you'll probably want to run with. If I give up the 8-point anyways. Okay, let's stick with the plan. Okay, okay, so if I play safely, say I did this, I'm up 13 pips. So it's kind of like I'm up 5 and he's on roll, and I'm on roll, because the average roll is 8 pips, so I'm assuming he rolls an 8. So yeah, this probably is going to win the most. I could just go for it and hit him, but it's 2 blots. There is actually a cubeful argument for hitting, I guess. In that it turns into a race. He might get an efficient recubing at some point. But if he hits me, he's not getting like really a lot of value from the cube there. Here he's getting a fair amount of value. Like it's a big pass, so it's kind of like the cubing doesn't help him that much. Like he was gonna, in other words, even if he couldn't use the cube there, he was still gonna win the game almost always. So, in that sense, the cube's not very valuable when I have a big pass. Oh, I'm getting smoked. 1, 4. Okay, let's see how he wants to play this one. Get three candidates. All three legal plays are sort of candidates. I kind of don't like 8-2 though. I think the other stuff does. I think that might be third. I think that might be third best. 8-2. I mean, so his play's fine. All right, a little risky, but it's pretty important to fill in the 7 and the 4 points. So I do sort of like this plan. Getting hit's not the end of the world. I kind of don't think I can cube here though, unless maybe if he splits. He's just got good compensation back there, and I don't know if the score is such a big deal here in a reasonably non-gammonish position. No, if he does this, he's upping the gammon. So actually, he's upping the gammons and he's upping the volatility. So actually, I am going to cube this, even though you could argue his play is like the right play. So that can happen sometimes. You can get the right play can lead to a cube by the opponent, and the wrong play is a no double. So actually, I'm not sure here. I mean, I'm actually probably not. I'm probably hitting twice here. Because okay, so I hit in the outfield. He just anchors somewhere, and I don't really have much. He dances. I get to go after him. But why not go after him now? Yeah, this actually I'm not sure about. But am I going to go with my gut? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that 5-2 was the right plan. It does not seem to be working out. All right, probably doing that. But let's see, 1, 2. Like I could play 16-6 here and keep the anchor. I guess that's what I want to do if I'm getting hits. Huh. Somehow I still want to do this though. I guess this is better when missed. Sort of solve the problem of the back checkers. And I am up in the race a little bit. Haven't gotten missed, that is. All right, I don't know about that, but let's do this. Feel like he should be splitting here. It's not too dangerous now. Well, they got these attackers here. Okay. Okay, now 8-2 is good. Don't hit me, please. Darn, I felt that coming. It's 8 shots, I think. That's a little expensive. All right, still might win 4. Still might win 4. How about this point? Not the point I already made. All right, do I play 7-1 here? I guess I do. It's not great because of the open 2 point, but I got all these guys in the zone ready to close them out. This doesn't quite do it. Almost though. Almost. Oh, I could get 2 covers. All the 2s are a little duplicated. 4-4 plays really bad. Now this is wrong, I think. Okay, so 2, 3, 4. I mean, this is maybe almost as many covers, and there's fewer bad block numbers. I think I mean, 6-1 squared there, making the 1 point is conceivable, but it looked a little premature to do that, seeing as still had a lot of work to do, bringing everyone home. Like if everyone was closer to home, I think that play has more merit. Wins the most backgammons. This is a little safer though. For coming in with a 6 point stripped. In other words, only 2 checkers there. So often, if you can do that without any blot numbers, that's often going to lead to the safest play. Safest here is to clear the 5. I'm thinking about doing a little bit of a compromise play though. It's because winning a backgammon here would be pretty sweet. Yeah, this conceivable. This does win the most backgammons, but obviously I'm getting hit a little more versus this. Lose out on the gammon when I get hit. Sometimes lose out on the game. So I don't know. They're tough for me to evaluate. They're pretty rare, you know. You're often thinking, when you're bearing off, you're often thinking about, well, do I win enough gammons to justify the risk? It's rarer to think, okay, do I win enough backgammons to justify the risk? So I don't feel like I have a great handle on that stuff all the time. Also, I don't know how valuable backgammons are at the score. Probably pretty valuable, but winning a gammon mostly wins the match anyways. 75% here. Oh yeah, lots of options here. Yeah, this is wrong, I think. Like after okay, so you make the 10 with one of them, and then you give up the 10 point to make the 7 instead of making a whole new point or something. So that seemed a little suspicious. Hitting doesn't look great here. So let's try this. Hitting's certainly possible there with the stronger board. I just didn't like I'm using the last checker on the 6 to do it. And I'm hitting off the 3 point when the 4 point's open. Seemed a little compromising. Decent shot. Makes the 4 point and plays 13-7. Yeah, nothing wrong with this. Okay, I'm going to need a 4 or an 11 when he runs. Which he should. Good. 11. Got him the hard way. Uh-oh. I'd probably play 7-5 here. Get good builders with the 3 and the 2. He sort of had the similar idea where he's sort of getting some more stuff closer to the home board, but 7-5 like sort of directly goes after the building power. So that's probably a real error, I would guess. Just playing 13-11 there, especially because like the 7 and the 1 don't really go great together. All right, so I got a decently timed deuce point game. Could even maybe hit with a fly shot if he leaves one out there, which he is. 6-3. Well, now I'm not really getting the fly shot, so he's not forced to leave me a fly shot with anything except for 2-1 maybe. So maybe I want something long-term flexible like this. So I may roll the prime forward. I'm not worried about the gammon here because he needs an odd number of points, and it's the Crawford game. So gammons aren't worth hardly anything for him. Ooh, this looks weird. You ought to just take the guy off the 6. Oh, I know what he's thinking. He doesn't want to leave any blot numbers. This is one blot number. See if you can find it. Okay, this is just barely safe. Oh no, he's got a couple safe plays actually. He can clear the 4 point also. This is pretty reasonable. Alrighty, so okay, I've completed my stuff. Now I just need a guest in my home. Which doesn't look likely. Alrighty, keep the board. Oh, don't roll a 6. Bah. Yeah, I actually could have saved a 6 there by breaking my board early, but I might have actually got the shot that roll. So I wanted to keep a closed board. But I am not getting gammoned at least. Unless I misclick. Or resign, which I've done before. Should not slot. Okay, that's a good play. Everything reasonable play is double pass here, I believe. Can pass and be 50% in the match, or it can take and be less than 50% in the match. Yeah, standard here is 6-4, 24-23. Usually you want to hit here as opposed to making the good point. It's a pretty awesome point, but I still think this does a little more. But what do I know? That's a little silly. I duplicated it. Is he overlooking the hit out there? I think he thinks it's blocked or something. Because like 5-3 is often blocked. Okay, now what? Hit twice maybe. Make an anchor, but then the 1 is bad. Make the 7. Let's try this. Hope to get something going. Okay, so that's the 1, and then I'm either making the 3 or the 18, I guess. So he just anchors and then sometimes hits. But the hits aren't so bad there. I do this, he hits here, it's not too bad. He misses, I'm pretty happy with my play. I wonder if this is somewhat close, because I don't really have a strong feeling on this one. Like the 18's better, the 18's the better point, but it's riskier, right? I'm paying more to the hits. So I hope that was at least somewhat close. Huh. Okay, so that's a play. Safe. This is a much better point. Because it sort of locks in these 3 guys back there. Might have not been worth the extra risk though. Ooh, it's a little odd. 1, 2, 3, 4. Jeez. Gotta go after him with a 5 here, maybe. Really don't want him to get this 1-3 game. It's sort of unlikely to work, but it sort of seems like what you're supposed to do. Now I don't know. This is okay, though. 2, 4. I don't want to leave too many blots. Yeah, double match point hitting is okay, especially with the blots. Oh, gross. This does not hit, I believe, weirdly. So what do I do? 16-9, very safe, very safe. Oh, wait, I didn't overlook a hit there, did I? It seemed weird that it was a triple shot, a plus combo shot, so I just whiffed. I'm sure there's other candidates there, of course. Yeah, I don't know. He's got 2 blots, so but he is pretty happy to hit if he can. So let's just tidy up. This might be right. Not if gamma's counted, but at the score. Nice. Okay, strip this 6 point down so I can clear it next turn with most of my numbers. Such as, all right, let me start up XG here. We'll go through it with the computer afterwards. See where my errors are. Seemed like I had a pretty easy match, to be honest. There wasn't too much I was unsure about. A few things here and there, but I'm expecting a pretty low PR. But you never know. You just could have guessed wrong. Could have guessed way wrong on some stuff. I played a match the other day where I played a 1, but I was expecting like a 5 or something, just because I felt like I was constantly guessing about plays. But like sometimes they were close, and almost always I just kind of guessed correctly. All right, good. 6-1, make it interesting. 6-1, 5-1, 4-1, 3-1. 2-1 is safe. 4-1, make it interesting. I mean, I assume it's this. A little worried that he hits and then I enter and then I roll an ace and I leave 2 blots there. Other stuff sort of cleans up a little better, but checker off is good if I get hit. Yeah, as I suspected, I did play well. There just wasn't a lot of tough. There just wasn't a lot of tough stuff there. So let us go to XG mode, and then we'll see if we can learn something. Yes. Good. Okay, so what happened here? Okay, no blunders. Apparently there was a cube error in there, or either I doubled something early or I missed a cube. Really? Is that not a double in game 1 where he has the 4-point holding game? Really? Huh. We'll get there. Oh, 11. Yeah, I did think about 11-5. A little bit good 4 duplication if you do this. A little bit of 4 duplication. and you're down in the race, so you maintain the ability to make an anchor back there. But I don't know, computer still likes sort of the normal thing, bar 14, some 2 duplication. Yeah, he should hit here in some fashion. Okay, yeah, third, I navigated this okay. Just build the awesome point. Not worry too much about the extra danger in the outfield because it's such a big upgrade to make the 5 points. I get out of there. Yeah, I'm winning by a little bit, but yeah, not nearly enough to cube here due to the race. Even here, the race isn't great, although the computer doesn't mind. Computer doesn't think this is super far from a cube, so it is probably going to like my cube later. Yeah, 2-2. See, I think like safest here probably involves clearing the 10 points. Safest long term, maybe. But yeah, because the race is fairly close, yeah, I'm up 12 pips, but he's on roll, so it's not like this huge race lead. So you do want to think about blocking in this circumstance. Like blocking is 6-6. And later on, you'll be happy to have like 6-4, 6-5 blocked. So that's why I do this play. And like I said, I might rather keep the 5s blocked also, but it just didn't look like there was a convenient play. I guess you could play 11-3. That's second best apparently. If you play 11-3, you're keeping the big numbers blocked, but I don't know, the structure doesn't look that clean anymore with the big stack on the 6 and the checker behind the anchor. That's why I go with something that looks a little easier to play and still blocking the 6s. All right, but now, okay, so now I'm up in the race more. After the roll, I'm up 19, so I think, okay, now it might be time just to start clearing points. But he rolls pretty big. Okay, no, I did like the cube, so I must have missed something or doubled early in the next game. Seven, 3, 5, 2 versus this, pretty close. Yeah, here the race is it's a little closer again. 13 pips after the roll, so you could clear the 8 point, but actually that's not, like if you just care about bringing everything in safely, I don't know if clearing the 8 point is all that safe actually. Like usually that's the safest play to clear the back point. It just looks a little funny now with 5 guys here, so 6-6 is a blot. It's kind of a weird, awkward stack. So actually maybe my play's even a little safer. And it's better for blocking. 5-3, okay, yeah. Hitting isn't crazy. You're still a favorite after hitting, but I thought the race was big enough that I'm more of a favorite after playing safe. Usually what I do in this circumstance when they're deciding whether to hit them, to hit them and lock up the game, first I look at the safe play and try to get at least a feel for like how much of a favorite I am. And then I think about the hit play, and he hits 11 out of 36 here, they all win. And he wins occasionally after he dances. So look, it seems like he's more of a favorite here. I'm less of a favorite here than after the safe play where I'm up 13 pips. And there's the problem of the second blot also. I'm trying to remember where I cubed this game. I probably missed a cube. Oh, he wants to play a little tidy here. Just wants to do this. I played 24-21, but I chose a different 3, leaving 8 shots. Computer says it's a little too expensive against this nice structure. Great building power when it works, though. Oh, it doesn't like cubing this. Interesting. It thinks this is just too thin. So probably his play is good. Or some sort of split play, anyways. I don't even get a cube, even though I get this decent gammonish attack. Um, hmm. Yeah, I guess because the computer's saying I'm only a 55% favorite here, which does understate things a little bit because I win more gammas than him, but still, yeah, I'm not that big of a favorite to win this game. I guess just due to the three guys trapped behind this nice structure. Okay, this is somewhat close. Yeah, the arguments are about equal. Right, you can hit twice, just kind of go for the nice attack, give him a direct shot back, but leaving the three guys trapped. Or you can pop out, still leaving a bunch of shots, probably more shots here, like nominally anyways. But you're escaping a guy and you're hitting the guy on white side of the board. Yeah, arguments are about equal. I did not mean to do that. Okay, go after him. Can also play. I played 10 to 7 after hitting. Could also play 8 to 5 for, I guess, better coverage for the ace points. So, maybe not. Maybe it unduplicates sixes. I'm not sure. Okay, pop out. He enters without hitting, thankfully. Okay, yes, it is somewhat close here again. This is my play, getting all the guys out, but I guess I regret this a little bit if I get hit, not having the anchor back there. This is second place, but it's quite close. Keeping the anchor in case of an accident. Somewhat better builders on the home front. They should split here, but not run all the way. Too many shots in the outfield. Harder to make an anchor. 13, 8, 10 to 6. I think I did see this. I guess I can kind of see the computer's play here. So my play does not leave a direct shot, but it's still 8 shots again, and they're quite painful shots because white gets to escape a guy at the same time as he hits. So let's look at what the computer's play does. The right play. We can put it up on the board. It's 11 shots, including some hidden cover numbers. 1, 5, 1, 4. On the other hand, he's not escaping when he hits. And he has to give up an asset when he hits. He has to give up the midpoint, leaving Bloss in the outfield. Yeah, this is a better play. This should be findable, I think, because you're only paying 3 more shots, and it's like a lot less convenient for white to hit here. In fact, ones are like a little duplicated because he can anchor with 1-0. Maybe that's not a big deal. So yeah, and building power when you get away with it is pretty similar. I guess this is better building power, but it's not huge, and it's a little more bloody out there. Yeah, I feel like I should be able to find that play if I took a moment to consider the other option. Okay, 5-1. Okay, yeah, nothing else is close. Other stuff you could argue wins a little more for double match points. But yeah, obviously closing them out, keeping it from anchoring is great for the gammon. So you go right after it when it's not super dangerous to do so, and you have a bunch of guys in the zone ready to complete the closeout, which I think I do get. 6-1. I didn't really consider the computer's top choice, but it doesn't like it on appeal. Yeah, the computer's top choice is kind of funny. It doesn't switch 6-1 with 2 of them. I think. Yeah, no, it doesn't. It makes the 2 point and then just plays one of them to the 1 point. and then gets like a million covers for the blot on this for the blot on the 6. Here we can put it up on the board. This is the computer's second choice on the plus eval. So great covers. Of course, if he rolls like double 6, or if he rolls a couple consecutive 6s and anchors there, he's going to cause some long-term problems. So what does my play do? My play is harder to cover, but I'm paying less to double 1s than I am to double 6s, and I'm paying less when he eventually anchors on the ace point. Sometimes, anyways. If he anchors early, you want him anchored on the 1 points as opposed to the 6 points. If he anchors late, you probably actually want him anchoring on the 6 point. Like if you've almost brought all your guys around. But anyways, I do complete the closeout. Oh, then there were some bear-off questions here. Yeah, 9 to 6. 8 to 5 is best. Isn't that what I did? Yeah, that is what I did. Yeah, this is safest. Yeah, this is safest because you're coming in with the 6 points stripped, so you can kind of clear it early while you have good spares on the high points. 9 to 6, leave that third checker on the 6, because you get to keep a closed board longer though if you put a spare on the 6. So this does win slightly more backgammons, I believe. Slightly more, or its sister. You could do this also. Okay, 5-3. Yeah, not much choice here. Although again, bearing a checker off is going to be a little better for the backgammon. It's just too much extra risk. 3-1. Yeah, so 3 plays here. The computer's top choice, probably the best, is just to clear the top points. It's definitely safest. You let white in. You got no blot numbers this roll. Probably you can't leave a blot number the next roll either. Whereas my play, taking one guy off. This is the original position. I just bore the guy off the 4. Like I can leave a shot. I can't leave a shot in the next roll, but the roll after that I can. Say if I roll 6-1, 6-5 after my play, that'll leave a shot. So it's a little riskier, which I knew at the time, but I thought it was worth it for the extra backgammons. I am getting almost 2% extra backgammons at a cost of about 1.5% gammons and 1% wins. Yeah, I guess the extra backgammons just aren't quite there. It's only a couple percent, I mean. So it's not worth the extra risk. And then you could go all out for the backgammon and do this. But you have some blot numbers right away. 6-6, 5-5, 4-4. Yeah. Again, ripping 4 is too much risk. Does win the most backgammons though. But anyways. Okay, so now it's 4-2 Crawford. So I assume this is an okay play. Okay, a split and safety. 6-3 would be okay. But not right. Good. 13-8, 6-5. Really? Guess it saves a couple shots, probably. Yeah, 2 shots, I think. This is the computer's choice. It's just 5-3, 6-2 that hits. My shots all my plays all 7s. 6-1, 4-3, 5-2. If you get away with it though, this is better. The spare checker's in a better spot compared to the computer's top choice. And you want the 8 points slotted and not the 9 points slotted. Because you want to be able to make this contiguous 4 prime. So I'm a little surprised it's not worth 2 shots to do those 2 things. Yeah, 7-5 is better. That's not a big deal. I thought that would be a bigger deal also. Yeah, 7 to 3, I guess is too much. So who might play? He's pretty bloody, and I'm not happy to like hit him next turn if I can. But I was thinking like this. I don't know. Unless he rolls 2-1, he's not forced to leave me a shot. I think. Yeah, I guess 1-1. He voluntarily leaves a fly shot here. At least if I do this, so as not to leave himself awkward. Maybe there's other stuff like that too. 3-1 or something. Yeah, 3-1. So I guess it's not true that I'm never hitting him next turn if I do this. Or at least rolling a hit number. I might be a little scared to hit. So the computer just wants to make this solid position that is saying it's just flexible enough next turn, which I guess I can buy. Okay, here he has 0 blot numbers. So I think it is sort of good to not lock up. You don't need to lock up the 7 point here. You maybe want to do something a little more flexible. In fact, the computer's third choice, which does lock up the 7, does something funny. It plays 3-2, so you have both these points slotted, so you're going to get to fill in at least one of them next turn, and maybe both. But yeah, nothing wrong with keeping the 4-point board, slotting the next point in line like I did. And then do I ever get a shot? No, I get no shots, and I lose. Good pass. Oh, it does lock up the 5 here. This is a little unusual. Normally, when you have a choice between hitting on your opponent's side of the board and locking up a good point on your side of the board, usually you want to hit on your opponent's side of the board out of the opening. Here it's, here it's, unless maybe you're giving up, if you're giving up an anchor or something, then usually you go the other way. Usually make the point, keep the anchor. Because in that case, you're kind of getting 2 good points out of not hitting. Let me show you what I mean. We save this match. Like here, it's like really clear to me to make the 5 points. Because okay, so you're foregoing hitting, but you're getting both the 5 and you're keeping the 21 point in order to forego hitting. So I think hitting is like quite bad here. Yes, almost a blunder. Here you're only foregoing kind of 1 point to hit. You're only foregoing your 5 points. But still, the computer still wants to make the 5. Probably for undoubled money also, yeah. Because I guess the 5 is just super duper important. Hitting leaves a bunch of return shots. And another factor is I'm already split. Like, okay, so like 6-4 here, say. Like you can make the good points. You can make like the really good points. In fact, we could even make it a little more analogous. No, that doesn't quite work. Yeah, you can either make the really good point or you can hit. Here you have a little extra incentive to hit because you're splitting at the same time as you're hitting. Like you don't want 2 guys kind of stuck all stodgy on the ace point. Now this isn't a great analogy because the 5 point is better than the 7 point, but you can sort of see like there's less incentive to hit here because you're not going from like a bad anchor to a hit. You're going from like a decent split position to a hit with a 6-1, say, or 6-4 even. Well, the 6-4, I guess you do still hit here. Maybe. But yes, that's sort of an extra incentive to make the point with the 6-1. I don't know, this does seem like a little bit of a tough play, but I mean, this isn't like an impossible play to find, I think. If you just think about it in just the right way. Okay, I want to come in split, although coming in with the 1 and playing a productive safe 5 is okay. Okay, he overlooks a hit here, I think. Yeah, I kind of wanted to make the anchor here, but the 1 didn't play great, so I go for this other plan, this other hit twice plan. It does work for a turn. 24, 23, 8 to 3. Okay, I remember thinking about this. Yeah, it is fairly close, as I was hoping. The computer does, in fact, like not what I did. Locking up the 3-point while he's up on the bar. I guess that makes sense, but you know, 18 points better. Better points. It's just not quite worth the risk. Okay, this one I got right. I make the better point here, because it's a lot more valuable than the 2, given that I'm sort of trapping all 3 guys with this decent 3 prime. I think most people are probably making the 2 here because it's safe and it hits some, but hitting doesn't really do much here. He's just going to enter and he has an anchor. So I make the better point. The computer likes it. This looked a little weird, but oh no, it is a good play. I guess he just doesn't have any options here. Like he has to hit with the ace, and then the only somewhat productive 5 is 21 to 16. I crush him with a 4-4. Jesus. It's looking good with a 1-2. Looking okay with a 5-4. Okay, this is fairly close. 6-1 is pretty anti-positional, right? Like it's hard to cover. And it might just be that blot on the ace, even when I don't get hit, the blot on the ace point is sort of a long-term liability until I can cover it. But yeah, I do want to try to deny him the second anchor, which rates to be kind of an annoying game if he gets this double anchor game. Turns out it's very close with the more positional option. I guess this is a pretty productive looking play. Okay, I play pretty safely here. You do get to hit him. He misses again, thankfully. Okay, did not overlook a hit here. Okay, I make a nice solid safe play. Of course, there's a lot of options here. Second choice is what? Leaving a 2-shot in the outfield. Putting this builder in a good spot. Covering the outfield a little better. I can buy it. All right, again, a bunch of close stuff here. His play is at least okay. His play is good. It's probably a good play. I mean, a lot of players are playing 13-2, but it's unless he rolls like a good 5 or 4 next turn, it's not easy to play. And so, yeah, he leaves a bunch of shots in the outfield. But it's great when missed. It's very easy to play. When he gets hit, I usually have this blot on the outfield on my ace point. And gammons don't hurt him at the score. Yeah, like you wouldn't do this for doubled money because you're getting gammon too much, I think. Yeah. Anyways, I roll perfectly. I should hang back like this. Let me put the original position up on the board. The computer's play, which I did think about a little bit, hangs back. So he dances or rolls a 3-1 or something, and I get a shot at the guy in the outfield. It's quite a common theme. Now after this play, he is pretty happy to hit me with a 3-4, but he's still got 2 blots in his board, so it's no big deal. Yeah, I guess I should find this. I would have done this if, like, I don't know, gammons counted and hitting the other guy was good for the gammon, but I think due to his board being in disarray lends credence to this play, even at double match points. If it's this, I think my play is okay. Because the 3-4 now, if I get hit with a 3-4, it's like really painful against this nicer structure. Computer might still like it though. 12-6-9-4. Yeah, the computer still likes it, but I guess it is closer. A double match point, anyways. Anyways, I roll splendidly. Careful just to play super safe here. It does work until the end. I leave a shot, which I assume I played correctly. Good. And then I win. That was good. Yeah, glad I played well. Yeah, hope you got something out of this. I might be back later to commentate a match or two. Got my Wednesday night jackpot that my local club runs. I mean, hopefully I won't be back, because if I'm not back, it means I'm in the finals. But we'll see how it goes. Yeah, if I lose early, then I'll probably be back to commentate a match. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.